So technically they're all together. Remember the notes that we passed along to you guys just a little bit ago. These riders now are a lap up. So everybody will finish on the same lap, but if those three stay intact with what we call the overall group or the peloton, then they will take first, second, and third. Sometimes it's hard for us as commentators to pick out who the winner is because the winner of the race may not be the actual winner of the race. So if one of those lap riders actually wins the sprint for the line, he will get fourth. No more free laps. No more free laps. 5 to go.
Seventh year for the race here in Hapeville. We've gone in different directions. We've gone in this direction. Other years we've gone in the opposite direction. Going in this direction, a little bit of a kicker, that uphill to that left-hand turn, and different riders now coming up to the front, trying to be able to keep that pace going. That's Mathern on the attack right now. Those are your three leaders leading them through. Kevin Huang in that purple jersey, he is a lap down, sitting in about third position, but your three leaders marking each other. When one gets out of the saddle, the other one gets out of the saddle. They are not letting anyone out of their sights.
And Frankie, it becomes a little bit more complicated with the sprint. There is a 100% chance that everybody will be sprinting for fourth place. So where does the top three get mixed into that? The top three, they get the benefit of the draft because they lap the field, but they also, to their detriment, have to sprint against 10 other guys.
Hey, if you were in a race earlier today, not in this race, and you dropped a Insta360 camera, it looks like it broke off from your handlebars. If you lost a camera, come on by our announcing area. Come on by the announcing area. If you lost your camera in a bike race, it looked like it snapped right off of your handlebars. Come by the announcing area and get it. Gentlemen, you got 3 to go. 3 to go. Skyway pulling off, trying to be able to see what's going to happen behind him. Looking for Dylan Lindsay to be able to come through. Benjamin Desjardins. Once again, 3 to go. That's Benjamin Desjardins coming through.
Frankie, there's an attack by somebody that's racing for fourth on the backside, heading towards the home stretch.
So this rider right here trying to be able to get fourth place. Fourth place up for grabs. He's got 2 laps to go. Cheer him on. Here's fourth place going up the road. Remember, 3 riders are 1 lap up. Riders are marking each other. There's 5th place going up the road, and now the team's starting to be able to come together. We'll look for the DDP guys trying to be able to help each other out, or the Piedmont riders as well.
Again, that's a pretty smart move by that rider. And here's why. He knows that the lead 3 riders could care less about him, so they're not going to chase. The rest of the guys are going to be like, well, do I want to burn energy racing for 5th place? So it creates a unique dynamic inside the peloton. The top 3, they're marking each other. If one sneezes, the other's there to give him a tissue. The other riders, that's why I said it becomes complicated for the peloton, because you're sprinting now technically for 5th place if that rider stays away.
You can see the pace picking up on the backstretch, and again around those turns, that's what strings it out. Remember, it was a red jersey that was going away, trying to be able to stay off the front, trying to be able to secure 4th place all by himself. Top 3 are 1 lap up. They're mixed in with the others right now, and they're in the backstretch, running right alongside of the runways at Atlanta Airport. And there's your rider in the red jersey trying to be able to hang on for 4th, but the speed is only going to pick up because your top 3 fighting for victory here in Hapeville.
I applaud the decision. Now the question becomes, Frankie, with 1 to go, guys, 1 to go. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 lap left to go. Our leaders are tacked on near the front. The marking has been sustained. I think that one rider Unless he starts to fade, there will be a massive sprint behind him. But it's looking pretty good. Oh, nope. Just as soon as I say that, on the backside of the course, it gets single file.
DDP now on the front trying to be able to help out Mather, and that's one of his teammates. Again, that was Fruenholtz. So Fruenholtz, I believe, is on the front, and then right behind him is Mather, and on him is the rider in the green jersey, which is going to be PJ Terry from Team Flicker. Mather now goes around. Terry sitting in third, and right in the middle, Dylan Lindsay with Piedmont in the green and white.
Oh, that is a one heck of a lead out from DDP.
Oh, Dylan Lindsay finding himself in a little bit of trouble as a bike length opening up right before him. Fruenholtz doing an incredible job keeping the pace high.
Oh! It is going to be so close. Looks like fourth is going to get gobbled up at the very end. And looks like rider number 211 is going to pick up the win. Mayhern with the W. So, by my calculations, it looked like Mayhern got the W. All right, you guys, we're going to jump on the podium. We're going to take a quick break before we go live on usacrits.com for our pro men and pro women coming up next. Hey, ladies, if you guys want to stop there, we got to lay down some timing numbers and do some other administrative stuff, and we'll be right with you.
Pro women to the staging area. Pro women to the staging area. Race number 2 of the USA Crits race gets ready to be able to start right here in Hapeville. The 7th. Thank you to East Point Track Club and doing a fantastic job helping to be able to bring the winner. The airport district as well, and of course, Spin the City, not only with bike races here in Hapeville and College Park, but also Grand Fondo, as we're getting ready for our live web stream introduction. 2025 comes into the 16th year of the USA Crit Series, and once again, the early season race right here in Anniston, Alabama for the 23rd year of the Sunny King Criterium. Full field with our pro women, and they had sprints 7 laps in, mid-race, and 7 from the end. And in the final sprint, it was Samantha Clark trying to out-drag race Rebecca Lang from Winston-Salem, and it came down to a bike throw coming across the line as the sun started to set here in Anniston. 80 degrees, and look at it, a hand over the mouth, completely in surprise as Samantha Clark winning Sunny King. An incredible ride by her with the pro women's champion. Coming over to our podium, Samantha Clark being crowned the Queen of Sunny King. Rebecca Lang in second, and in third, Michaela McPherson. And Marilyn Hill, your event director of Sunny King, handing the checks and the prizes. On the men's side, a massive field, over 100 riders, 80 degrees, sun starting to be able to go down. Very blustery conditions, making it very difficult for these racers to try to be able to stay together, and eventually a breakaway went up the road. Ruben Campagnoni, Cesar Cerny, and Gabrielle Payne. But it all came back because Cadence, with the green jerseys, riding on the front for the last 7 laps, trying to be able to set up their sprinter, Lucas Borgone. Alfredo Rodriguez, a 2-time winner in there. Little bit of dodgy bargy in the final sprint. But look at the Cowboy coming across as Lucas Borgone sets out a huge scream to be able to take the win here in Sunny King and be crowned the King of Anniston, Alabama. A fantastic race is Borgone on the top step, Alfredo Rodriguez in second, and Michael Garrison in third. That was highlights from race number 1 as we're getting ready for race number 2 here at the USA Crits. There's our points that are available on the line. 200 going for the winner. 190, 180, 170, and so on down the line. Getting ready to be able to pick up the Jack Rue Leaders jersey. Of course, we have our mid-race sprints. 5 places deep. 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2. And that's what these riders are battling out to see who Samantha Clark picking up the win. Rebecca Lang in second. But it was the mid-race point sprints that jumped Lang into the lead. Lang now with 260. Samantha Clark in second. Claire Abbey in third, and so on down the line as we're here in Hapeville, and we again have brought some of the strongest and fastest riders from around the nation to right here for our call-ups. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to be able to start with Chad Andrews, bringing in our first rider.
Thank you very much, Frankie. Welcome, everyone, to the Atlanta Airport District. Spin the district here in Hapeville. Our first call-up, ladies and gentlemen, she's racing for Kingdom Elite. Please welcome a D1 rider, Justine Thomas.
Currently sitting 8th after the Sunny King race, a total of 205 points. She comes out of Greenville, South Carolina, riding for Team Flicker, Izzy Harden.
A former national champion in her own right. Ladies and gentlemen, for Piedmont University, welcome Erica Carney.
Coming off a 9th place at Sunny King right after she stepped off the plane from Australia. Previous national champion riding for Livstram, Peter Mullins.
This Colombian has got a serious turn of speed. Racing for Biker Cycling Team, welcome Luisa Parra.
with a third place at Sunny King, putting her with 230 points. Riding for CCB, presented by Levine Law Group, Michaela McPherson. Oh, and everybody looking around. I guess Michaela's not here. So that means rest of the riders to the line.
All right, ladies, heads up real quick. 5 laps to go, no more free laps. If you're out of contention, you may be pulled. If there's riders up the road, we will definitely give you guys a time split. Other than that, we want to welcome all of you guys, including all you fans, and for those of you who are watching us on the live stream, to the Atlanta Airport District for stop number 2 of USA Crits here in Hapeville. All right, want to make sure all of our media is out of the way. Make sure our timers are ready as well. Hold on, let me make sure. Timers are now ready. Ladies and gentlemen, are you guys ready for a bike race here in Hapeville? Everybody's cold, I get it. All right, ladies, we're going to be going on the whistle. Got the moto ready to go. Ladies, again, we're going to be going the whistle. Be safe, have fun. Stop number 2 begins at the whistle. They're off. All right, they're off. Erica Carney, first one to strike her nose into the wind. Former national crit champion. All right, so Erica struck out. Ladies and gentlemen, stop number 2 here in Hapeville. Hey, if you want to get the down low and know who's on the front when they cross outside of Frankie and I, you can download the race roster.
Hey, Gary, can you bring us a start sheets for the pro women? Thank you.
Now, Peter Mullins has found her way to the front. She's back visiting the States from Australia. She said, Chad, I love this country. So she's spending 4 months here. She was back in close to my area in Brevard, and she did pretty well. She was 10th in Sunny King. 5 times she was 2nd in the National Crit Championships of Australia. Now, Debbie Milne is going to take a point. Nope. Not so fast. I think that was Para for bikers that got that 1 point for crossing the line first. And she got first lap preem. Remember, only the top 3 from last week are not here. As we settle into Speed Week, there'll be more consistency of the riders showing up to race. But right now, our top 3 are in other parts of the country. But they will all make their way and descend as we get further into USA Crits.
Yeah, looking at last year with our Hapeville race, Kendall Ryan ended up taking the win in a sprint in front of Kim Lucci, and it was Stephanie Halamek in third. And if you're going to go back to 2023, Sam Schneider, it was Yarly Salazar and Kendall Ryan. That was a Legion of Los Angeles sweep of the
that was a pretty dominant performance that year from Legion.
Riders right now spread out from side to side as they're on the hill. Debbie Milne sitting in the front, previous Masters national champion. Look at Kingdom Elite in the purple jerseys. They have a couple riders here.
Debbie's actually won track national championships, road national championships, and crit national championships as Kingdom Elite now taken to the front.
Riders racing for 50 minutes. We're going to do the first 3, 4, 5 laps, and then after about a half hour of racing, we'll switch over to lap cards. That's when we'll put up the laps, and then they'll know exactly how long it is to the finish. And once they get to the end of the race, it will equal out to be 50 minutes of racing.
All right, now the indomitable fixture of Shannon Koch from the Florida-based team Kingdom Elite is now gone to the front. She took a little hiatus for a while, but she came back to racing for the Christian-based race team. She is also a former national champion. We're going to be jumping on the Cat 2-3 podium here in a little bit. As Frankie makes his way towards doing the podium here for our Cat 2-3s in just a few moments. Kingdom Elite takes a point. Remember, every lap you cross the line first, you get a point. All right, we're going to ring the bell for a points sprint on the next lap. Remember, the more points you have, you will be crowned king or queen of Speed Week and USA Crits. Frankie's going to ring the bell right now for a point sprint. 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2 points. For those of you who are watching us on the live stream, you can pull up, as you can see on the homepage of usacrits.com. We're currently efforting to get you guys updated race monitor information, so bear with us for just a moment.
Riders, when they come around, getting ready for a point sprint. And remember, these points go towards their overall, so it's important. In race number 1, the rider that got second at the finish, she had done the mid-race points, and so she picked up enough to jump her into first place overall. So the mid-race points extremely important. They go 5 places deep, 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2. And we're getting ready to be able to ring the bell for our first of the mid-race point sprints here at USA Crits.
All right. Frankie's ringing. No, he's got a helper. Ladies, we have a point sprint on the next lap. Point sprint on the next lap. And as Frankie said, this goes towards the overall. Point sprint, 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2. So, first rider across the line gets 10 points, and it trickles down to 2, and points matter. So you can look at everybody who raced last week to be on high alert. It used to be, now here's a funny story, Erica Carney never sprinted for preems or points. But as she's gotten older, she now sprints towards more points. Looks like Scads on the front, followed by Piedmont, followed by Kingdom Elite. And they have made turn number 4, trying to make their way towards 5. Debbie Mill jumps out of the saddle. She's going to try to take the turn first to get maximum points, followed by Shannon Koch. All right, Milne up and out of the saddle. Koch trying to come around. Looks like Shannon's going to get 10. Ooh, that was awfully close. Allie LaCroix grabs second for 7 points. And then looks like Para may be third. So 10 goes to Koch. Allie LaCroix gets 7. And I'll be honest with you, from there, Debbie Milne might have been third. Debbie is a savvy bike racer. Welcome to the Hapeville Dance Party. Chad Andrews along with Frankie Andreu.
Sitting on the back of that group is Peter Mullins. Brand new team, biker cycling team. Very unique jerseys in that spotted orange and white. Great to be able to see them putting together a team of some very strong riders. And Luisa Para having a good finish at Sunny King. I think that's Lizzie Harden on the left-hand side, maybe moving up, and riders still continue to be the Sorry, that was Grace Wilson who won the race earlier today. So Grace Wilson racing earlier, coming back and getting into the pro race, doubling up. It's a 2-hitter for Grace. One point going for each rider as they come across the line if they're staying in the front. And once again, Kingdom Elite, team out of Florida, the purple jerseys, leading them through.
Southeast, but my goodness, you can look at all the fans walking around. Everybody's hugging each other. Frankie, I think, is hugged up next to me to get warm. It is chilly and windy. That shot you're seeing right there on the live stream is very deceptive. And where the wind is, it's a blockhead wind on the home stretch. All right, back to single file. You can see, looks like a tail gunner right there. Our ticket taker is Peter Mullins, the Australian. Seems to be quite comfortable sitting in the back. And there is a fight for the front of this thing.
One thing with that headwind being so strong on the home stretch, I don't think the climb is as critical as it is sometimes because it slows everybody down. They bunch up once they come onto the home stretch. And so that's what's happening. The turns string them out, and then they come together. Oh, we got to do your podium. Gentlemen, let's get that done. Forgot about that.
I think, Frankie, we're starting to get brain freeze. Gentlemen, thank you for your patience. Our podium is coming up in... Frankie, how fast can you run over there? You've been running a good bit. 3 minutes. I think Frankie can go from here to the podium. All right, while Frankie's heading over there, remember our top 3 from last week are not here. And I'm going to toss it over to Frankie so we can do our Cat 3, Cat 2 podium.
Where's Colin? Great race in our Category 2-3s that just took place a minute ago. 3 riders breaking away, and guess what? They lapped the field, finishing up 1 lap on everybody else. Finishing in 3rd, making that breakaway, riding for Piedmont University, Dylan Lindsay. With a silver medal ride, riding for Team Flicker, PJ Terry. And with a great set of legs on the team, DDP working together to be able to set up the victory. Your sprinter, your powerhouse, Colin Mathern. Arms up in the air as your Hapeville, your champions. Congratulations, 1, 2, and 3.
All righty, Frankie, thank you very much. Want to thank you to Beer Girl and, of course, to Cornerstone Deli and, of course, all of our good friends. For those of you who are not here, we've got a little festival atmosphere called a dance party here on a Friday night in Hapeville, Georgia, just outside the airport. Matter of fact, when the riders head to turn number 2, you can actually see Hartsfield International in the backdrop right there. Coke remains on the front, followed by Bikers, followed by Flicker.
Team Flicker, a brand new team taking over from Work Hard, Be Humble. Eleanor Phillison, Reagan Patashall, Allie LaCroix, all part of those riders that are in there with the green jersey. And that's LaCroix in the front right now, pushing the pace.
And as Frankie said, Team Flicker and the green and yellow have now made their way to the front. Team changes, riders remain the same. Looks like SCAD is also making their way. I love to see that collegiate team featuring a lot of students that go to the School for Art and Design. Based out of Savannah, Georgia. The Bees. Team Flicker obviously coming with the women's team and a men's team. Kingdom Elite the same. SCAD has both collegiate men and collegiate women racing for them. Kingdom Elite taking 1 point here, 1 point there, 1 point here, 1 point there. It all adds up. At the end of USA Crits, whoever has the most points is your champion.
Bike wheels to replace your flat trailer tire?
It's all for science.
There's an unreal feeling to get lifted up by 4 leaf blowers. That is pretty cool.
Second annual Outside Festival, presented by Capital One REI.
Well, she went from the back to the front. That is Peter Mullins here on vacation from Australia. So Peter's throwing her hat into the ring, saying, okay, mates, I'm here. Pulling off. So you had Flicker and Liv, first and second.
More energy than somebody sitting on. Drafting, very, very important. And a lot of these riders, it is a game of patience. It's a game of waiting to be able to save your legs for the end.
Frankie, did you realize to metabolize fat, one of the fastest ways is by shivering? I'm dead serious.
No, did not know that.
So I think everybody here is kind of burning some fat right now by shivering.
You got to come up to Detroit sometime.
No, I'm not coming to Detroit.
Yeah, this is all right weather right now. This is, I mean, it's a little bit
What is it,
chilly.
like -7 with a 30-degree below zero wind chill right now?
It's just like 20 degrees all the time. You dress
Okay,
for
Frankie,
it.
well, let me ask you this before we get back to the women's racing. How much have you ridden outside in the past 4 months? Zero. How much have you ridden outside in the past 4 months? Zero. Allie LaCroix first. Erica Carney second, and Ava Wilson third across the line.
That's Catherine Prowell sitting on the back right there in the green and white, doing a good job of staying there. That's a difficult position, swinging in the back. Look at him slowing down in the front. Nobody wants to be able to ride. Very smart because she's been racing for such a long time. Erica Carney in that white jersey right there. She's staying in a good position but not putting out any effort. Look at them coasting. Nobody willing to be able to come around. Talked about her being a multi-time Criterium national champion, overall winner of the national racing calendar back when they had it as well. A long-time road professional, retired for a few years and then came back to the sport of cycling.
Is that odd to say that Erica's been racing for a long time? Because she is literally, I feel like my entire career, she's been racing her bike, and she's still very young. New mama to Jamie Carney and the Carney family, obviously here with the little one in tow. All right, looks like Koch, then Carney, then Wilson, first, second, and third. Hey, we're coming up on the mid-race point sprint. 10, 7, and 5, 3, and 2 points respectively. Five places deep, 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2. But with Race Monitor, Frankie and I don't have to guess. We can look here. If you have an app, you can download it, Race Monitor, or we have it right here in front of us. Hey, Frankie, swap the bell for a coat. For a coat.
You have to get yourself a blanket.
I know,
to be able
right?
to stay up there. Hapeville Fire and Rescue going to be in charge of our bell for our mid-race preem. Once again, Chad mentioned 5 places deep, 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2. That's why we're going to be ringing the bell. The riders hear the bell, and then they know there's a prize. Either it's a preem, which can be a cash prize mid-race, or in this case, it's going to be for points. But the bell indicates that something is happening to whoever crosses the line first on the next lap. And, of course, we ring the bell on the last lap as well, letting them know it's 1 lap to go. Riders on the backstretch right now making their way up towards the hill. Wind starting to die down. It's not as windy out here. So that's going to change things, especially when we get to our pro men.
All right, so we've got Hapeville in the city of Atlanta. We got the finest here getting ready to ring the bell. And all the ladies are now starting to squire towards the front. They realize that the mid-race sprint is coming. The mid-race sprint is coming up on the next lap. And there's your bell. Point sprint. Point sprint, ladies. Point sprint. Point sprint on the next lap. All right, Kingdom Elite in the purple is swarming towards the front. They want to maximize the points here. So they've got 4 of the top 6 riders on this lap. They're in that purple, deep purple color.
Purple jerseys of Kingdom Elite on the front right now, trying to be able to make sure they're in a good position for that sprint. Carney sitting in second in the white jersey. I think Para in third. Rest of the riders strung out. You can see the pace is picked up a little bit more strung out, isn't it?
Yep, speed is definitely picked up here. Oh, there's an attack on the outside. Looks like Shannon Koch is hitting out. Shannon looks like she's in good form as usual.
Shannon Koch, a multi-time Masters national champion. She's got the stripes on her sleeve. Kingdom Elite coming in. Purple, purple, and purple.
Wow, first, second, and fourth. So we think it was Coke. Then maybe Para.
Yeah, third place, I believe, Ali Lacroix picking up 5 points again, 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2. Luisa Parra doing a really good job. Biker cycling team sitting in second position of paying attention to what's happening out there. So Carney has not come off the top 4 positions. Parra kind of the same thing. They're riding right near the front, well aware if anybody's going to try to attack. A lot of racing still to go because we just had our mid-race point sprint. So ton of racing. Carney on the left-hand side in the white jersey. Koch in the purple right on the front. Has one of her Kingdom Elite teammates up there as well. And then Team Flicker in the green. Oh, Fount Cycling, they've been a little bit quiet. They've been doing extremely well at the race out in Redlands, which is a big race in California. And we have a rider here from Fount representing, and I think that's Lauren Baker. Dark green jersey with the black helmet right in the middle of the group.
All right, looks like Ali Lacroix just stole a point from Kingdom Elite. Looks like Kingdom Elite's got a smart little tactic going on, grabbing 1 point here, 1 point there by crossing the finish line first. This thing has the earmarks of what we call a field sprint as Debbie Milne, Carney go 1-2 around that turn. If nobody can get away, this is going to start tipping in the next 3 laps to our sprinters who will happily identify coming up. All right, attention riders, 9 laps to go. 9 to go, 9 to go, 9 to go. 9 laps left to go. 9 to go. All right, Team Flicker goes to the front. All right, so Kingdom Elite is now struck to the front, trying to disrupt the flow of this race. They have multiple ways to win this race, in a breakaway or in the sprint. And again, it's Kingdom Elite on the front foot.
So a little bit different strategy taking place right now with Kingdom Elite as Justine Thomas, J.D. Praderis, Ayelina Quevedo, and Shannon Koch deciding maybe they want to break this up, not wanting to come to the sprint. They haven't been attacking before this, Chad, but now they seem to start attacking. They've seen the lap cards. They know what they need to do, and it's been the purple jerseys that have been the most aggressive in the last 2 laps.
Yeah, and I think the reason why is because they have J.D. Praderis that can launch a sprint, but Shannon Koch and some of her other teammates can get away in a breakaway or solo. So they have a couple cards to play as we finalize these last 8 laps. Hey, if you've got a king and a queen on your chest deck, why not move them both? Or a bishop. They've got some talent on that team. But I'd love to see the balance. You've got SCAD. You've got Flicker. You've got Kingdom Elite. Piedmont.
Yeah, that Flicker team in the green jerseys, a brand new team coming out of Athens, Georgia. That's right around the back right there, part of that Flicker team. They just got their kits in. Last week they were riding in random kits, whatever they had. And so the green kits coming in. And again, I think as Praderis on the front right now. Little glance over the shoulder as Debbie Milne locks in, trying to be able to come around, and they're going to be seeing 7 laps to go.
It's interesting that they've got that play with J.D. Praderis, followed by Milne, with 7 laps left to go. That is the status of our bike race. 7 to go.
Gaps are starting to open up, Chad. Look at this home stretch. 3 riders, a little bit of a gap. 5 riders, a little bit of a gap. The fresh legs are starting to disappear. Again, 50 minutes of racing, and now the fatigue starting to get to them.
Couple of riders might be unhinged. All right, so Frankie's going to go down and get somebody to ring the bell. We're going to flip on this next lap. We ring the bell at 6, and with 5 laps left to go, they will be sprinting for points.
Hey, look at that. We got a full moon. Full moon in Hapeville. Everybody's looking around. It's behind you. It's over that way. Whatever. I don't even know what direction that is.
Hey, Frankie, it's a full moon everywhere, just as an FYI.
Yeah, but if you're looking this way, it's not a full moon. It's behind you. So I got Kelsey going to be the official bell ringer, coming up with 5 laps to go. Points available again. 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2. 5 places deep. We've seen Shannon Koch going for the points. The rider in the purple jersey. Will she go for it again? Because now it's a little bit more of a gamble, right, Chad?
Yeah.
Do you go for the points or do you save your energy for the final sprint? Because if you put in a big effort now, you may not recover to try to be able to win the bike race. And Koch, that's the rider on the front right now, digging deep as they make their way up the hill towards the left-hand turn.
Yeah, Shannon Koch has definitely got those Florida legs going on, like she's been training throughout the whole entire winter. So Shannon Koch is taking the whip to the whip. Point sprint. Point sprint. Point sprint. Point sprint.
That was a fast lap. Gaps opening up. Debbie Milne was swinging off, looking for a little bit of help for somebody to be able to come by and close that gap. That's the same thing that happened in the 4th position as well. Gaps are opening up. The lactic acid starting to build. Kelsey, what color jersey is going to win the sprint?
Frankie's pulling the color of the jersey that's going to win. There's been a flip at the front. And my goodness, Kingdom Elite is absolutely destroying this race right now. Remember, this is for 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2. All right, where's the counter going to come from? Kingdom Elite. Shannon did her bidding. Now another Kingdom Elite rider is going. just punch, counter punch.
Watching out for that Kingdom Elite. Judy Prederis has a pretty good sprint. Got to be able to watch out for her a little bit later on. Erica Carney as well.
Yep.
And so there's a few good sprinters, and that's the thing. There are riders in here that are very fast in the final part of this bike race. Do you want to wait and give them a chance to win? Because if you are not fast, you have to attack. You have to break away. Points on the line. Here they come. It's 5 places deep. Cheer them on.
Kingdom Elite is now going solo. $10 points. Coke with 7. LaCroix with 5. Frost with 3. All right, now it's up to the other color jerseys outside of the purple to chase. So, SCAD, Piedmont, Flick. Remember, it's up to the white. Now Bikers is now making their way. Kingdom Elite is there to chase it down and stop the chase. Right now, Kingdom Elite has played a savvy game of bike racing. We're going to get the time gap with 4 laps left to go. One. So it crossed at 43:10. I'm going to guess 10 seconds. Boy, 11 seconds to 1. And it does not look like the Peloton is too interested in chasing right now.
Hey, is somebody here from Kingdom Elite? Raise your hand if you're here. Somebody here with Kingdom Elite over there? I'm coming to you.
Just a savvy bit of bike racing by the team based out of Florida. Gap was 11. What you got, Frankie?
Do we still have one rider away by herself?
Helpful.
No, do we still have a breakaway?
We do.
Ailina Queveda from Kingdom Elite is the rider that's off. The rider coming out of Cuba, just arriving to the U.S. last year after spending 15 months seeking asylum to try to be able to get out, and has arrived here and now showing off her racing legs. Oh, look like some riders on the side. I don't know if that was a crash or they were just pulling them off, but time to be able to cheer her on. Here comes Ailina Queveda, cheer her on right now. It's 3 to go, 3 to go.
Attention, 3 to go, ladies. 1 up the road.
So that's Ali LaCroix in the front with the green with Team Flicker. Little glance over her shoulder, seeing if she's going to have any help, but no, it's the purple jerseys. It's Kingdom Elite shutting it down. Biker cycling team sitting in third, been patrolling the front. Got to be able to watch out what they're going to be able to do. Carney's been riding up there as well. Sun's starting to go down, starting to get a little bit of the shadows that are playing games with the riders that are out on course. but one rider, and it's not a lot, is only about a 6-second lead.
All right, so we've got Kevada. And our goals this year for the 2025, aportar lo mejor de mí para el equipo, crecer como atleta y distribuir el ciclismo. She is here, and of course her favorite food is pizza and beans and rice. That's her favorite Cuban food.
Come on, Hapeville, cheer her on. Look at that. 4-second gap, 4-second gap. 2 to go, 2 laps to go. That's a good sign. Spread out across the road. Queveda trying to be able to stay up there. 2 to go, riders. 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go.
Alina Quevada, the Cuban, now racing and based out of Cape Coral, Florida, for Kingdom Elite, has got herself a nice little gap. All right, we're squeezing the clock now. 2 laps left to go. They're going to get the bell for 1 to go when they come back around. Elena Quevado. So Quevedo is locked and loaded. She just needs her team to slow down the chase. Fount now at the front. I think there's quiet resignation that the race may be up the road.
Yeah, one thing these riders got to keep in mind is podium up for grabs, obviously, and points. This is race number 2 of the USA Crit Series. 16 years the USA Crit Series has been going on. We're ringing the bell. Cheer on, banging the boards. It's 1 to go. 1 to go.
She looks as cool as the other side of the pillow, to quote Stuart Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Quevedo is gone. Now who's going to grab second and third?
Riders starting to be able to string out on the backstretch. Gaps are going to be opening up. They're trying to be able to set up for the sprint. Positioning, that's what it's about. Position, position, position. You know what they say about real estate? Location, location, location. It's the exact same thing. Riders battling for the position again. 200 points on the line. Waiting for Queveda to be able to come around that turn and wrap up her victory here in Hapeville.
Ladies and gentlemen, a ganador, Elena Quevedo. Here comes Carney for second. No. Pata first goes Kingdom. Second goes Kingdom, and Piedmont goes third. A tip of the cap to the racing from Kingdom Elite. Pretty much put a noose around this bike race. Well, that was an exciting race right there as our elite men are now staged. We will be quickly moving on to our men's field. Hey guys, make sure that you have transponders, and if you go into the pit, carry it with you. We can't score you and time you unless you have your transponder.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our pro men, the rider introductions. Like to be able to start off your winner at race number 1, Sunny King Criterium winner, your current overall leader, the USA CRITS, 251 points. Coming out of Austin, Texas, the Cowboy, Lucas Burgoyne.
He was third last weekend at Sunny King, and last year he lit up Speed Week. Racing for MGR, presented by Speed Studio, Michael Garrison.
Coming out of Atlanta, this young 21-year-old, fourth at Sunny King, riding for Scad Savannah, Sam Meyer.
Notching a top 5 at Sunny King, racing for Kingdom Elite, Luke Harris.
He was a winner at one of the ACC races in Chicago last year, 6th at Sunny King. Coming out of Bloomington, Indiana, riding for CRCA Foundation, Fergus Arthur.
This Colombian was 7th last weekend at Sunny King, racing for biker cycling team Jaime Castaneda.
This next rider has been a professional for over 13 years. Coming from right here in Atlanta, riding for the Cliff Family Drifters, Oliver Flout.
making his way through the junior ranks. Now, racing at the elite level, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Team Flicker's Preston I.
That's Oliver Flout coming up right there. Preston I and the rest of the riders to the line.
Gentlemen, you will be racing .75. 5 laps to go, no more free laps. All riders out of contention may be asked to exit. Please do so quickly and safely. These guys are revved up and ready to go. Stop number 2 of the USA Crits. All right. Gentlemen, we are going to be going on the whistle. Atlanta Airport District welcomes you. Riders, ready? Yes, we're good. I've already set whistle. All right, now I think we're just about ready. Racers on the whistle. There they go. Preem on the first lap. Preem on the first lap. Preem on the first lap. All right. Now we've got these guys off and rolling. Race number 2 of the USA Crits Series, 50 laps. It's going to be just over an hour of bike racing. Want to welcome you guys to the Atlanta Airport District, Hapeville. Want to thank the CVB here. And it looks like Team Flicker's already started. The attacks are coming already. It's single file on the back stretch right now. All right, looks like Team Flicker's already sent a rider up the road. They're going to be rocking that green kit tonight. Lap number 1 is done. Landgrave, first rider across the line. So Caleb is going to pick up the preem. Hey, Team Flicker already on the attack. For those of you who just joined us on the live stream, welcome to Hapeville in the Atlanta Airport District. On a Chamber of Commerce day, a little breezy and a little cold, but other than that, the bike racing has been lit. Warmed us up a little bit. So Landgrave has got himself a little bit of a gap. Takes a look around. Looks like Scad's on the chase, followed by Foundation and Bikers. Our 70-minute race will feature 3 sprints. First rider across the line was Grandgrave, followed by Garrison, followed by Para, Zapata, Mason, Estevez. Danny Estevez, a former national champion in the elite.
Hey, as a reminder, next weekend is Easter, and it's a beautiful day. Celebrate the beauty of Easter at FBC Hapeville. It's the church right next to us. You can join them for a special outdoor Easter service, April 20th, Easter Day at 10 a.m. Again, Barry Odom, the pastor, right next to us, the church, opening it up for a beautiful Easter service.
Yeah, they actually stopped by and said hello, Frankie, and said it's great to have us here, and we love to hear that. No matter what faith, no matter what denomination, we're happy to be here. And, of course, the great pastor of the church that's right next to us is welcoming us with open arms. So Pardo was first, followed by Garrett. Hey, the same names, the same people. You got Parra, Garrison, Landgrave, Meyer, and Roldan.
Hey, right here next to the stage where I'm ringing a bell right here, Ailina Cuevera, your winner from today. Excellent job. Nice job. Congratulations. What made you decide to attack with about 4 laps to go?
Bueno, primero que nada, agradecerle al equipo, al director deportivo que fue el que me inspiró a hacer ese ataque y la decisión de seguir dándole. Y gracias a Dios se logró.
She says thanks and glory to God, and more than anything, she's super grateful for our team and for our team director, Richie, who was in her ear motivating her and supporting her and giving her the motivation and courage to go on that attack, and she had the legs today.
She definitely had the legs today. Also heard that she just recently left Cuba and came over to the United States. How long have you been here, and how has the transition been to racing here in the United States?
La transición de competir al nivel estatal nacional de los Estados Unidos. ¿Cómo te sientes saliendo de Cuba? And pardon, what was the last bit?
I don't know.
¿Cómo te sientes en los Estados Unidos?
Bueno, fue un gran cambio porque en Cuba no acostumbramos a correr este tipo de carreras y Gracias a Dios me estoy acostumbrando y adaptando bien.
She's enjoying the level of racing here in the U.S. In Cuba, she says she wasn't used to this type of circuit racing. She's the national road champion there, so she's testing out her crit legs here, and it's going very well, and she's very happy.
From dealing with road racings to being a champion here in Hapeville, your winner, congratulations.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
All right, so we've got all right, we've got a sprint
Point sprint, point sprint, points, points, points. Point sprint, point sprint, point, ring the bell, point sprint, point sprint, point sprint.
Oh, Frankie, it looks like we're stretched out just a little bit right now on that last lap. The speeds have been up just a little bit. Fast racing here in Hapeville. So congratulations to Kingdom Elite for getting the women's W. The podium will be coming up shortly after the men's race is over. Wayne Whiteside, did you design the belt buckle or did somebody else? Of course you did. Josh White, okay. Frankie, did you know they get a belt buckle for winning here at Hapeville?
I believe that's been a you're welcome. I believe that's been a long tradition here in Hapeville, getting that world champion belt buckle or belt. What would you call it? Just a weight belt?
No, it's a
WWF belt.
WWF belt. Yeah.
WWF belt. Been going on for a while here in Hapeville. And it's good, right? I mean, how many medals do you get to be able to bring home? Not often you bring home a belt.
None. Me none. But you, on the other hand, have won a couple of races in your history. Speaking of which, Kingdom Elite's back at it again. They're like the tempestuous little kid that just keeps going. Is that Preston? Who was that grabbed that? Preston I got himself that sprint, followed by Garrison and Roldan.
Yeah, Weimer Roldan on that Bikers Pro Cycling team. He is a strong rider. Got to be able to watch out for him. So Weimer Roldan finishing up in third. He's got that multicolored jersey, previous Pan American champion, previous national road race champion. That's him sitting in third. Garrison's going to keep the hammer down. He's a very strong rider. He loves doing the time trials. Lives only 15 minutes from this race course, so he's ridden it many times, and he's on the attack right now, pushing the pace. Preston I in that green jersey, a flicker right behind him, trying to be able to stay on there. Preston a lot younger than these other guys, doing a fantastic job. And you can see because of that high pace how strung out it's getting. One long line, and gaps are starting to open up. Scad trying to be able to come across. I love it. Reading the race, waiting to see if that's going to be a move to be able to go, and now latching onto the back. One of the Scad riders doing a fantastic job. That Scad rider is Sam Meyer, and Sam had an incredible ride at Sunny King, finishing up in fourth. A lot of coasting going on as they come through our start-finish line. Now it's going to be a chance for all the other riders to catch up. WWF Wrestling right there. There's the belt that's going to be given out a little bit later on for our pro men and pro women. So we started a little bit later than usual, and riders are going to be going for 70 minutes of racing with our pro men. Last lap, 1 minute and 34 seconds. The fastest lap we've seen on the day so far. So when the hammer goes down, they're going to be down to about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Meyer now completely on the front again. Young 21-year-old currently sitting 4th overall in the standings, racing for SCAD. He's also from Atlanta alongside of Michael Garrison. So Meyer comes through. Garrison comes through. Then you got Jaime Castaneda, very good sprinter. Foundation. Team Foundation coming here with a pretty strong team with Fergus Arthur. Juan Barboza, super strong at Sonny King out of Colombia. Danny Estevez, I believe, is here also, a previous road race and national criterium champion. Clever Martinez, got to be able to watch out for him. He didn't make it to Sonny King because he was at the Pan American Track Championships racing on the track, and he's a national track champion, and arguably I would guess that he's probably the fastest sprinter in this race, assuming his form is good. Meyer on SCAD in the front. Foundation of the riders in the red jersey. Flicker the riders in the green jersey. The multicolored with orange is Biker Cycling Team.
Hey, Frankie, speaking of Michael Garrison, he was probably one of the more dominant single, no teammates whatsoever last year, and he was going to win the overall, but an unfortunate bike change cost him that last year. So I think he's coming back to USA Crits and Speed Week with a little bit of chip on his shoulder. Barbosa, Roldan, Arthur, Hollick, and Frombus, with Lucas Burgoyne in 7th on that lap.
Yeah, speaking of Lucas, that's another very good sprinter. He's come into his own. He's been a couple years racing in Europe. He's a previous under-23 Criterium national champion. And Lucas Burgoyne, once he came back to the United States, it took him a year to kind of find his legs, to find the Criterium legs. And that's exactly what he has done, because last year really came onto the scene on fire and has proved to be one of the fastest sprinters in the nation. Can definitely equally challenge anybody when it comes down to the final 200 meters.
All right, Frankie, you went there. Since you raced in Europe for a long time, but also did the cash circuit, otherwise known as criterium racing, tell everybody, in your opinion, why it's a challenge that first year coming from Europe, having Europe legs, to racing crits in America.
Yeah, it's a little bit different jumping out of all the corners repeatedly. You know, a 6-corner course and you're having to accelerate out of every corner. Road racing is just a game of fitness, a long haul, 5 hours of on the road, 5 hours of racing, and the fittest survive. Crit racing is completely different. It's explosive, it's anaerobic, it's like accelerating and then deaccelerating, and it's that back and forth. That's the rhythm that you have to be able to adjust to.
And one more point before we get back to the racing, it's the contact, too. I know in road racing there is some contact, but you're given a little bit of real estate. But in crit racing, you're going to bump or touch somebody every single lap. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
It's definitely going to be shoulder to shoulder, and when they come down to that final, 2 laps, there's definitely a battle for position, because you cannot win the sprint if you come out of that turn in 5th position, and so that's the key. You have to be in the top 5, top 4 in order to be able to win here in Hapeville. That's Gabriel. That's Gabriel Payne from SCAD. He was pretty aggressive over in Sonny King as well. finds himself on the front. So Scad taking turns. The riders in the white and the yellow starting to be able to try to break this race apart as a Flicker in the green jerseys starting to control things.
And when we say SCAD, that is actually a collegiate team, but a lot of their riders are in their mid to upper 20s. So when you think collegiate, you normally think 18 to 22, but a lot of the riders on SCAD are actually older than that. They are in college at SCAD, but they're in the design and art department. So they've been in, I'm fumbling on my words. In other words, it's like a master's degree or something. They are in college at SCAD, but some of the riders happen to be older. You got Payne, Barbosa, and Landgrave.
That main group just kind of riding steady, letting that other rider just kind of dangle out there. Gabriel Payne, he's not able to pick up more than about 3 seconds, and they're not really worried. I mean, when you're doing a 70-minute race, very hard to be able to go all that distance by yourself. And so Caleb Landgrib just kind of riding a little bit of a tempo, trying to be able to get some other riders to come by him, while on the front, Gabriel Payne is saying, hey, somebody jump up to me. I need a little bit of help. Come on up here and let's try to get a breakaway.
And it looks like Flicker and Foundation are the two teams that are mounting to the front, maybe to do what we call a little bit of tempo work, not try to bring back the rider in pain quickly, but just slowly bring them back. Hey, when you bring back a breakaway, counterattacks are going to happen. So some of the strongest teams kind of measure their effort on bringing back a solo rider.
Four riders now with about a 3-second gap. Going across the gap is going to be Weimer Roldan once again with that biker cycling team. Biker cycling team consists of a bunch of Colombians, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rican riders. And Weimer Roldan, we talked about him being a previous Pan American champion. He's also a national road race champion. You can imagine winning the road race in Colombia. You're going to have to be a super strong rider, and Weimer Roldan fits into that mold.
Yeah, it's not, well, yeah, it's, a lot of the Colombians are known for their climbing prowess for sure. All right, so we've got Scab, Foundation, Flicker.
Richard Holick coming across. That's a pretty good. He's a good sprinter as well. So again, got to be able to read the race. You got to be able to kind of judge it to be able to figure out when you want to be able to use an effort to be able to go across the gap. Holick deciding, hey, that looks like a pretty dangerous move. I'm going to try to be able to go across that gap.
All right, the team in red and Foundation has found the front. As Frankie was talking about earlier, they have a lot of great crit racers. Majority of the team is Latino. Time clock is at 23 minutes. And Fergus Arthur again with Halleck, Para, Ramos, and Scarano, followed by Weimar Rodan. Right now, we're just going through what we call the body blow section of our bike race. Riders will attack, they're chased down. Every little acceleration is stressing the legs of these racers, and only the fittest guys can stay sharp in it near the front of the bike race. And he talked about it. Arthur, Parra, Ramos, Scarano, Burgoyne.
Fergus Arthur riding down the front, showing some pretty good form. Considering he comes out of Bloomington, Indiana, that indoor training must be doing him pretty darn well to be able to go up against a lot of these guys coming out of Texas, California, Arizona. On the front right there, that's going to be Luke Fetzer trying to be able to help out his sprinter, Lucas Burgoyne. Fetzer, a pretty good sprinter himself as well. He was a junior national criterium champion, Luke Fetzer was. Last year coming off 6th at the under-23 national championships. So cadence, I mean, this is very early on for all of these cadence guys to start coming up to the front to be able to control what is happening in this race. You do not want to be able to show your cards this early, but those green jerseys of Cadence Cycling finding themselves all on the front. And what are they going to do, ride tempo for 20 laps? I mean, that is a lot.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, the team with the most riders are Bikers, CRC Foundation, Kingdom Elite, SCAD, Team Cadence, Flickr, and Paceline. Those are the teams that have the most riders.
Riders, 24 laps to go. Lap cards are up. Lap cards, 24 to go, 24 to go, 24 to go.
And there goes Danny Estevez. Frankie talked about him earlier, elite national champion.
And I didn't realize he was elite national champion in the road and the criterium.
You got it.
On 2 separate years.
Yep.
Back-to-back wins. And Danny Estevez, he runs a healthcare company out of where he lives. He used to be, when he retired, he used to race when he was younger. He retired or stopped racing for about 10 years, went up to almost 250 pounds, got huge, decided, hey, this is not the lifestyle I want for me, started training again, started racing again, came back to the sport, and within 2 years of racing again, became a national champion. Danny Estevez won that because he is fast. The road race came down to a big group sprint. The criterium comes down to a sprint, and Danny Estevez is very, very quick. So another sprinter to add to our list.
I mean, if you're going to talk sprinters, the top three right there have a quick turn of speed after that last lap. Estevez, Garrison, and Burgoyne.
And Holick. Holick also
yeah.
a very good sprinter as well.
All right, looks like we've got 4 riders that are going clear with 4 of the strongest team. Well, Garrison is not getting much help, apparently. Kind of throwing his hands up like, let's roll, boys. Wow. Frankie, our breakaway is Garrison, Estevez, Burgoyne, and Holick. That's a sprinter's delight right there.
Yeah, Richard Holick, Czechia, 26 years old, and he's on this Cadence cycling team. Originally, I have him listed on the Golden State Blazers, so I'm not sure if he switched teams to be able to make a difference, but this is a sprinter. I mean, obviously to be in the breakaway, you got to be strong, but those guys also very, very fast, all of those, as that breakaway trying to be able to go up the road. Now that the combination that we have to pay attention to is what team has missed it. Lucas Burgoyne, your overall USA Crit leader, swings off in that purple jersey. Look at the foundation rider sitting behind him. Danny Estevez not really wanting to be able to do much work right there. Michael Garrison sitting in third. This is a very dangerous break. Foundation is in there. Cadence is in there. Actually, it's perfect for Cadence. Flicker, I think, has missed the move. Not sure. I got to double check about Flicker being able to be in there.
Well, Frankie, let's talk about the politics, too. All 4 of these guys are sprinters, so it would appear that all 4 of them will work together. Now, if there's a sprinter, a breakaway artist, a mix of talents, then the breakaway probably would not stick. But, 4 sprinters are here, so I think they're going to continue to roll it. Although they don't look very organized right there.
Riders, 4 riders up the road. Hanging on the back right now, sitting there. He's not looking into too much difficulty. It's almost like he's sitting in the back on purpose.
Frankie, while you're looking that up.
That was Frank the Tank.
Yep. Frank Travieso, I talked to him. From Cuba, racing out of Athens, Georgia. There's a thing in pro cycling stats where they'll break you down based on your talents. Richard Holick, his sprint is off the chart. Everything else is pretty good, but his sprint, big time. So we know that Holick has got a big turn of speed as well.
Leaders coming around the turn right behind them. Gap starting to be able to come down. The pressure is on. Riders, 21 to go. 21 laps to go. 21 laps to go. 21 laps to go. 21. They are gradually bringing them back right now. We're about to have a reshuffling of the deck. Riders in the front will have an advantage because the counterattacks will come. They're already in good position. How will they behave during this next 5 laps?
All right, Team Cadence Cyclery has got pretty much the chips are in their hands with Holick and Burgoyne. That will make Estevez and Garrison measure their efforts for the next 20 laps if they stay together. Well, I just ruined that.
Garrison's going to want to push this. He's going to keep that pace. He knows how hard. Think about how hard the riders in the back had to go to be able to catch up to the leader. So Garrison's going to stay on the front, try to be able to break the riders in behind, see if the gaps can open up again. Chad mentioned it earlier, finished up second overall in the USA Crit Series, only losing on the very last day because of a technicality. Otherwise, he was one of the strongest riders the entire time. Luke Fetzer now out of the saddle. Junior Criterium National Champion from a few years ago, now on the attack with Team Cadence.
Man, they just keep throwing attack after attack after attack. He has Serna, Hollick, Burgoyne, and Fetzer. That is 4 strong dudes.
Like 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. We can do it. I mean, we can do it. We can do it. Not this. Well, let's just do it in 2 laps. Right? Not this lap because I got to get time to get out there. We'll do it the next lap.
We're closing in on the mid-race sprint. Thank you guys for joining us on the live stream. Chad Andrews along with Frankie Andreu. We had a group of 4 very strong sprinters get away. If you've just joined us, now the counterattack with Fetzer and Fergus Arthur going up the road. Followed by Para. Garrison and Burgoyne realize that that's dangerous, and they muster the energy to try to get back to the lead group. $19 to go. 19 laps left to go. 19, gentlemen, 19. Arthur, Fetzer, Burgoyne. Followed by number 1 in Garrison, Para, Martinez, and Hollick. Followed by Landgrave. Hey, in case you haven't noticed, we're kind of naming the same names every lap. Looks like Frankie's grabbed a couple people. Somebody's going to ring the bell from over there, giving us our mid-race point sprint.
I got Amy over here who's going to be ringing the bell because we're going to be doing a mid-race point sprint. Amy's been practicing. She's got the arms ready. She is ready to be able to ring that bell. 5 places deep. Remember, we've had the breakaway. They've been reeled back in. Now we're going to wait to be able to see what's going to happen. After a sprint, it's a perfect time to counterattack. You've seen that many times, haven't you, Chad? The counterattack going, trying to be able to break away. 3 riders find themselves in the front right now.
Yep, that's Arthur, Fetzer, and Burgoyne. 3 super strong riders have now flipped the script. They are off the front, coming up on the mid-race sprint points.
Top 3 places are going to take those top 3 points. Then we're going to have 2 places after that. Fergus Arthur, Luke Fetzer, Lucas Burgoyne. Man, this is the second breakaway for ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell. There you go. Points, 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 points. There's your overall USA Crit leader sitting in 3rd position in the purple jersey. The Texan, the Cowboy. Keep ringing that bell. Points, 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 points. Point sprint, point sprint, point sprint.
Points sprint. Hey, you've got Landgrave and Mendez on the chase as well for CRCA Foundation and Team Flicker. It just seems like Flicker keeps missing the move.
Lucas Burgoyne, we talked about him being a fast sprinter. You know what? He's got to have some pretty good fitness. To get into the breakaway, get caught, get back into the breakaway, he is going good. He's been racing down to that driveway series in Texas, a regular weekly series. He's been getting ready, and again, he's got a team that is fully committed to being able to help him out. And with Luke Fetzer up there, that's 2 riders. Look, Lucas Burgoyne in that purple jersey with the USA Crit Leaders jersey is on the same team as Luke Fetzer, which is Cadence Cyclery. So got to be able to watch out for them.
Yeah, you might be confused because Burgoyne is not wearing a green jersey. Reason why is because he is in our leaders jersey from Jack Rue. And you'll see it right here. He'll come up and he's in that leaders jersey. Rider number 35.
Look at that. Right at 9 o'clock. Right at 9. All pro. Is that Foundation on the front right there? I wasn't sure. That could be because Foundation, they have a rider in the breakaway, so they can't be found. I can't imagine that's Foundation. Maybe they're trying to be able to shut it down.
No, they had a group of 6 that were up the road in between.
So some Foundation riders must be up there. And they have a rider in the breakaway, Fergus Arthur, who is a time trial breakaway champion. He won the ACC race in Chicago by breaking away and going solo. And if you remember 2023.
At LaGrange.
It wasn't last year. It was LaGrange.
Yep.
Probably one of the most impressive rides I've ever seen is Fergus Arthur broke away and went solo in front of 100 riders chasing him for over 25 laps, and they could not bring back a 30-second gap.
And
it was like motor pacing.
And guess what? He had to go home the next day to go to work. So he couldn't finish out the series. He tried his best to finish out the series, but he had to go home.
That's Meyer on the front right there from SCAD, trying to be able to get up to these 3 riders. Again, the bonus is Luke Fetzer, who's going to totally sacrifice himself. He's going to ride as hard as he can for as long as he can to try to make sure this gap can expand. Gentlemen, 6-second gap, 6-second gap, 6-second gap, 6-second gap.
All right, so what do you think that Burgoyne was just saying to Fergus Arthur right there?
Ride, let's stay away. 6 seconds is the gap, 6 seconds. SCAD looking very comfortable as he's going across. That's going to be Sam Meyer.
I don't know. I think in that scenario, it plays into Burgoyne's hands. Fergus Arthur is more known for it. Well, he can still sprint, but Lucas has got a tremendous turn of speed.
I mean, Fergus Arthur doesn't need to pull, does he?
Well, but he just did.
I'm just saying, though.
No, I wouldn't.
2 riders from Cadence, and maybe I would pull for this middle section, but when you get down to the end, maybe stop pulling and force these guys to be able to keep that pace up because they're going to get caught by these next 6 guys. 6 guys are about to catch up to 3. We're about to have a breakaway of 9, probably in the next 3 laps. But, yeah, definitely a lot of communication going on between Lucas Burgoyne and Fergus Arthur.
If I'm Arthur, I sit up and wait for help. And here comes help. You've got SCAD, Bikers, Team Cadence, Foundation. Somebody in the back there is trying to get across. So, Frankie, we might have 10 riders. If I'm Burgoyne, I don't want it. Well, I don't know, though. You might get 2 riders that are going to help you out.
I would definitely want another Cadence rider in that group coming up. And if there's not, I would definitely have a team meeting saying, what the world are you guys doing? 15 laps to go. 5-second gap. 15 laps to go. 15 to go. 15 to go. Riders coming in. 15 to go. Look at this. Here's a nice move. 15 to go. Team Flicker. 2 Flickers.
2 riders.
No Cadence, though.
What?
That green jerseys were Flicker.
I know that. That is very surprising.
So Cadence missing out on trying to be able to help, be able to shut things down.
But they're shutting down the 3rd group, not the 2nd group. Wow, that's a head scratcher.
But Flicker doing a nice job to get 2 guys up in there. Foundation has some guys in there as well. The question is, can they bring back the 3 leaders? That 2nd group has to be fully committed, and that gap is continuing. It's starting to go out again.
Flicker's got to get on the front of this lead, of this chase group, and really drive it. The longer they wait, the harder it's going to be to get across. So I would guess that it's going to be green and white on the front. There's green, there's white. Foundation, they're not going to help.
No, I think on the back, I think that's Danny Estevez. He's sitting on, so right, he's not going to help because he's got that rider up there. I think that's Caleb Landgrebe sacrificing himself to get up there.
Yep.
Strong rider, Caleb Landgrebe on Flicker. He actually won College Park last year.
Oh, that's right.
The final day of the USA Crit race, Landgrebe picked up a big win in College Park. Gap's gone back up. 6 seconds. Gap has gone back up. 6 seconds.
Ten seconds. 10 seconds to 3. I tell you what, Team Flicker's in a tough spot right now. They're having to do all the chase in that second group.
They got a rider in there from Biker Cycling Team. Andrew Scarano is in there. Also, Weimer Roldan field.
Well, the main field is done. They're not going to get back on. Their race is over. Now it comes down to the group of 7 chasing 3.
On the front right there, it's Oliver Flott drilling it. Cliff Family Foundation used to be Team Cliff Bar. That changed over about 3 years ago. And Oliver, local rider from around here, so has decided to come out. Has no teammates riding here by himself. And Lucas just drilling it right now. 13 to go, riders. 13. Cheer him on, cheer him on, cheer him on, cheer him on. 13 to go.
Jeez. Tell you what, Fetzer is just absolutely punishing himself. If it doesn't come, now it's down to 7 seconds. And again, Team Flicker has been doing all the work to try to bring that gap down.
Yeah, sitting right behind from Flicker is Andy Scarano.
10 seconds still, 10 seconds.
So Andy Scarano picked up a 5th place here at last year. So he knows how to ride this race. He was top 5. Main field. Oh, Garrison now.
Oh, he
had missed out on the 2 big moves. Michael Garrison, and he has no teammates. He never has teammates.
Nope.
So he's on the front. He realized that nobody's willing to be able to shut down this gap. So Garrison now trying to be able to shut down a 30-second gap to the riders in front of him.
Can I recant that? I forgot that Garrison could literally blow the race apart, dragging back those 7.
Problem is, Garrison will go so hard, he'll ride everybody off his wheel.
That's what I mean.
And
yep.
then, well, my point is, then he'll end up being by himself, and he won't have any help, and that'll make closing the gap that much harder. These front guys are not slowing down. Look how fast they are going around the turns as they're getting ready to see 12 laps to go.
Let's watch that gap between Group 1 and Group 2. If it gets north of 15 seconds, that means that they are losing time fast. And Fetzer is just taking a beating to himself right now. All right, let's watch the clock. They crossed it 27. Oh, Frankie, it's 8 seconds. Eight seconds. Jeez, it's like a cat and mouse game between the lead group and the chase group. And Garrison is going to get 0 help right now. Frankie, would it be fair to say that Michael Garrison has no friends in that group right now?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be helping, partly because you have so many guys up there. Biker Cycling Team, the Cliff, the Flicker, Cadence. So everybody that has a rider in the front, they're not going to be able to help. And Garrison here by himself really just found himself. He made the breakaway right before this one, but then he decided to be able to sit back and recover, and it's backfired on him as he's not able to get up to the leaders.
Frankie, I'm going to make a prognostication that Arthur's going to have to attack. And look at this group of 3.
Got one rider trying to be able to bridge across the gap. I saw him just attack.
Oh,
Look at that. Who's that rider in the right behind this group of three?
Scad, it looks like. So you've got Team Flicker and Scad.
No, that was Danny Estevez trying to be able to go across that gap, I think. Dropping Oliver Flott and getting onto the back of that group. Weimer rolled in the Colombian rider. Look at this. What an incredible ride right now, making their way up towards the leaders. Oh, that's Marcos Mendez. Excuse me, not Danny Estevez. Marcos Mendez, a super strong rider on Foundation. Had a huge ride last year at Armed Forces Classic. Again, a solo ride. Nobody could catch him. He's from Argentina. Marcos Mendez won one of the final races of the 2024 season, which was Bucks County, Doylestown. Picked up a couple race wins at Chicago Grit as well. He's a good Criterium rider. What makes him dangerous is that he's strong, but he also has a pretty good sprint.
And again, I got to tip my cap to Luke Fetzer doing the absolute team thing by driving this thing forward to try to deliver his teammate, Lucas Burgoyne, to the win. I tell you what, Fergus has not seen the front in a while. Racing in the red of Foundation.
Andy Scarano on the front right now for Flicker, trying to be able to close that gap. Sitting on him is Meyer from SCAD. Again, the whole key is watching the time. That's what it comes down to. What is going to be the time gap? Weimer Roldan sitting in second position there in that multicolored jersey, the Colombian. We talked about him being a previous national champion. 10 laps to go. Cheer him on. Ring the bell. 10 to go, 10 to go, 10 to go.
10 seconds, 10 seconds. Frankie, they're not gaining and they're not losing. And by the way, it's 10 to go, not 2 to go. 10 to go, 10 to go. That chase group better start making some gap times. It's like Fetzer against everybody right now.
Flick of the elbow, trying to be able to get somebody to come by. 10 laps to go, 10 laps to go.
All right, Frankie, let's play what if. Fetzer is not going to win this race. He is absolutely just crushing himself.
Could find himself on the podium, but I would agree it's going to be Fergus Arthur and Lucas, and I think there's no way Fergus Arthur can beat Lucas Burgoyne in a sprint.
Agreed. So, at what point does Fergus attack? That's his only chance. I see you pondering.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd be able to get away from Lucas, and even if he got a little bit of a gap, he still has Fetzer to be able to ride it back for him.
I don't know.
The bigger problem are these guys. This is what they need to worry about. They don't need to worry about each other quite yet. They need to worry about this chase group that's coming up to him. Caleb Landgrebe, Weimer Roldan, that is the danger man that's starting to be able to get a little bit closer. Sam Meyer, these are some strong guys. Meyer, look how big he is. This dude can put out 800 watts all day long, and that's exactly what he's doing in order to be able to bring it back. Burgoyne looks over. He knows he doesn't want to get caught, but how much effort can they do? 9 to go. 9, 9, 9.
The gap is now 6.5 seconds. Landgrave, followed by Meyer, followed by Mendez, followed by Roldan.
Riders coming out of that final turn count. Oh, that's about a 3-second gap. Gap is shrinking, but they're not giving up. They're continuing to be able to push the pace. 3 seconds, 3 seconds, Luke, to a chase group of 6. I don't need to tell these guys the time gap. They can see it. Foundation now on the attack, trying to be able to go across the gap. That's splitting up that rear group.
Oh, Frankie, I think the catch is going to be made.
Here's Oliver Flawed. He's out in no man's land. 8 laps to go. He was in that breakaway and just got dropped. Now he's worried about trying to get caught from the main group. Ryder, stay to your left. Stay to your left. Stay to your left. Keep going. Stay to your left. Stay to your left. Thank you. Stay to your left. There you go. Keep going. Go catch him. Go sprint.
He's done all the work for Burgoyne. Now Burgoyne can relax for a second and flicker, foundation, SCAD, and cadence, and bikers can chill out and reset.
Yeah, some of those riders, those 3 riders that were in that front group, they're going to sit back a little bit, try to be able to rest. They got to be careful on the attack. And it's foundation. Now the Fergus Arthur has a chance. Fetzer's trying to be able to bring it back. There's your tail gunner, the Cowboy, sitting in the back. Lucas Burgoyne is known for riding dead last in many of the races. Flatter races, 4-corner races, he will sit dead last until it's time to sprint, and then he will go from last to first in bike race, all in the final 3 laps. On this type of race course, you can't really do that.
Yep, Frankie, we knew that Fergus was going to attack. That's what he does. Now he's taking Fetzer with him. Fetzer's not going to pull through at all.
Oliver, you got a big lead. Keep going.
Where is Fetzer finding this energy? Wow. Now, Burgoyne has gone to the back to take respite. That's a calculated risk because if shenanigans happen, he's going to have to chase. But now Burgoyne has gone to the back. Flicker has gone to the back. You play a precarious game if you're the overall leader and you slide to the back of the breakaway. Guess what? Fetzer back on the front.
Riders were ringing that bell. Vincent, my official bell ringer. Points, points, points. 5 places deep. Points, 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 points.
Frankie, I'm going to call that a jumbled mess. They are not organized. They may have just neutralized each other.
They're trying to be able to wait. I don't know who's going to really sprint for this point sprint because they got to save those legs. Think about how hard they've been going for the last 20 laps trying to be able to get into that breakaway. And again, this is a combination of some very good sprinters, some fast riders. So they're all worried about each other. And the guys that aren't fast, Fergus Arthur is going to try to attack. Weimer Roldan, I think, is going to try to attack. But you can't go from 5 laps out. You might wait till about 2 laps to go and then try to catch everybody by surprise.
Hey, Frankie, a little bird told me that the Colombian and Roldan is going better now than he did when he was racing at the World Championships. Take that into consideration.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Weimer Roldan for bikers in the best form of his life, evidently.
Yeah, not a young one either. 39 years old out of Colombia. And we talked about him being a previous Pan American champion and national road race champion from Colombia. He's in that multicolored jersey. I'll try to point him out when he comes through, as they're going to see 5 laps to go. Points available, points available. 5 to go, 5 to go, 5 to go. That's Weimer Roldan on the back right there, number 15.
Gosh, he's built like a climber, though, I'm telling you. Roldan, Fetzer, Mendez, Arthur, Scarano, Meyer, Landgrave, Burgoyne. Frankie, this is going to be a very interesting last couple laps because somebody's got to attack from that group.
Come on, Oliver. That's Oliver Flott out in no man's land. 5 to go, 5 to go. But look at the field starting to be able to catch back up to him. They have definitely shrunk that gap. 5 to go, riders. 5 to go, 5 to go. Foundation continues to be able to ride on the front, holding it steady. And I think Foundation's riding on the front to prevent anybody from the group from lapping the group. I think all of these guys would easily sit up, but Foundation does not want the breakaway to be able to catch back up to the leaders and be one lap up. Too many reinforcements up there. They want Fergus Arthur to be able to tackle this guy. Look at him spread out across the road. A lot of tactics. Here we go with the cat and mouse games coming in with 4 laps to go.
Well, you can expect Fetzer to spend every ounce of his remaining energy staying on the front to try to protect Burgoyne.
Fetzer on the attack right now. 4 laps to go. 4 to go. 4 to go. Danger, 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 as that's Marcos Mendez going across the gap.
Jeez, Fetzer's getting A-plus race tactics today.
This will give a free ride to Lucas Burgoyne in that purple jersey, forcing everybody else to chase. It's a little bit of a gamble because the first 2 riders could stay away, but generally, you know, everybody wants to be able to win, so normally their other riders are going to try to be able to bring back. They're going to do everything they can to be able to chase down Luke Fetzer and Marcos Mendez.
Yep, and back in the chase group, it goes Foundation and then Bikers are the first 7 riders.
Now remember, Flicker has 2 riders in that front group, so they have numbers as well. Andrew Scarano and Caleb Landgrib, so got to be able to watch out for them, and that's who's on the front right now, as I think that is Landgrib making it across the gap.
Burgoyne pulling off. He is trying to strategically find a sweet spot to launch his chack. Fetzer trying to adjust his earpiece. He's just pulling it out. He knows what to do from here on out.
Going to 3.
Well, you can expect this. There's going to be accelerations and decelerations for the next 8 minutes.
Hey, make sure to stick around after the race because we're going to have our podium right in the middle of the parking lot. Pro men and pro women podium coming up immediately after the race.
I don't know who is second. That's the problem with this. But you can always ask them over there and figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
It's now come down to a cat and mouse game between 8 really fast riders. Some are sprinters, some are breakaway artists. If you know that you can't beat any of these guys in a sprint, you've got to attack and get away.
Foundation with 2 riders up there. Flicker with 2 riders up there. Cadence with 2 riders up there as well.
Attention, ladies, if you guys would monitor so we can do your podium. Team Flicker now to the front. 2 final laps left to go. Foundation to the front. Team Cadence, second and third wheel with Fetzer and Burgoyne. Who is going to attack? Because somebody is, Frankie.
Riders, 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go, 2 to go. It's a race between these guys. Nobody's behind them. Nobody's going to catch them.
That is a bizarre-looking 2 laps left to go for a lead group. Still together.
Last year we ran this course in reverse. this year going back to the traditional way of running this course, right next to the Atlanta airport. And once again, a big thank you to Union City. It's our Hapeville Criterium, the Atlanta Airport District, Spin the District, and the East Point Track Club, bringing everything together to be able to have a fantastic race. Riders coming through right now. This is your main pack. 2 laps to go, 2 to go.
All right, looks like Flicker is now on the attack on the inside. There goes Fetzer again. That's actually Team Cadence. Apologies to Team Flicker. Fetzer to the front again.
That's Marcos Mendez from Foundation now on the attack right now. Launching to the top of the hill, left-hand turn. They're going to have one more time on the hill. Mendez pulls off, trying to be able to see who's going to come by. Nobody wants to. Ring the bell, Sophie. We're ringing the bell. It's 1 lap to go. 1 to go. 1 to go. 1 lap to go.
So it looks like we've got Flicker now going to the front. Scarano first, followed by Fetzer, Mendez, and Burgoyne.
Andy Scarano could be riding on the front, trying to be able to. Oh, that's Fetzer on the front. Burgoyne sitting in 3rd position. Watch for the rider in the purple jersey. He's on Mendez in the red jersey. Fergus Arthur right behind him as well. Meyer and Scad is coming up. The 2 Flicker riders sitting at last. Ring that bell. It's 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. 1 to go.
Fetzer to the front, Frankie, followed by Foundation. Burgoyne sitting 3rd wheel.
They cannot slow down. Do not want to get swarmed. Have to keep the pace as high as possible.
This has Lucas Burgoyne written all over it. Fetzer still on the front.
Fetzer dying down right now, not having enough legs right there. Pulls off. Mendez coming through.
Oh, on the inside.
on the inside. Burgoyne on the front. Mendez trying to be able to respond. Burgoyne in the saddle. Now shifting out of the saddle. Mendez coming up to the line. Burgoyne. The Cowboy picking up race number 2 of the USA Crit Series.
Yippee-ki-yay! Lucas Burgoyne back-to-back wins at USA Crits. Dan, rounding up what we talked about at Foundation, getting 9th and 10th. Clever Martinez and Estevez. All right, that was exciting. Lucas Burgoyne going back-to-back in USA Crits. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to head over to our podium presentation. All right. Hey, you guys, real quick, I know Lucas is trying to chill out and calm down and relax, but a little celebration for Team Cadence. So, Lucas, obviously winning last weekend was really big for you, and going back-to-back in USA Crits races. What did it mean to you to get the win, and obviously going back-to-back?
Oh, man, it's incredible. I think we knew coming into this season we had one hell of a squad. I mean, Caesar, Richard, Luke, they rode their absolute butts off for me, and this is all because of them. I just the one who's got a little kick at the end to finish it off, so I cannot complain. Shout out to my boys.
And real quick, tell us a little bit about the work that Fetzer did. The kid rode for you relentlessly and tirelessly. What does it mean as far as teamwork and getting the win?
Oh, man. All last year, this man laid himself out for me, and starting this year, he's done nothing less than that again, and it's an honor to be able to get to finish it off for these boys because I couldn't do half of what I did without them, and so I couldn't do anything that I do without them, and Fetzer played it absolutely tactically perfect. You saw me try to send him off a couple of times, and they were quick on his heels, and I was quicker on their heels, so it's a hell of a day for Team Cadence.
Back-to-back, congratulations. Get prep. Hey, high-five your boys over there, and we'll do the podium.
Surf's up, y'all. Get ready for splashes and crashes as I try to ride tasty waves with pro surfer Cassia Metter.
Surfing is about being in communication with the ocean.
I saw its eyeball.
Meet Jonathan Thompson, an international travel writer on a mission to discover the most dynamic adrenaline-fueled destinations on the planet. Join Jonathan as he explores the world's best adventure cities.
All right, we have Wayne Whiteside of the Spin the District and Thad Fisher of USA Crits presenting the jersey and the belt. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready for our women's podium. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, may I present to you third place in our women's race. May I present to you for Team Mom, in second place for Kingdom Elite. Please welcome Heidi Praderas. And your champion today, racing for Kingdom Elite, Yelena Quevedo. All right, ladies, we're going to take a quick photo before Wayne presents the belt. Now to present the jersey for USA Crits, Thad Fisher.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
One more photo for that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Whiteside of Spin the District to present to you the belt. Yelena, ¿cómo se dice belt? Ok, perfecto. Muchas gracias. Ladies and gentlemen, your top three, Erica Carney, Heidi Praderas, and Yelena Quevedo, your champion today here in Hapeville. Thank you, guys. Be safe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready for our men's podium. In third place for SCAD Atlanta, please welcome Sam Mayer. Good racing, Sam. In second place for CRCA Foundation, please welcome Marcos Mendez. And your winner today for Team Cadence Cycling, presented by Encore Wire, back-to-back USA Crits winner, Lucas Burgoyne. Yep. There is your top three, ladies and gentlemen. Now to present the jersey, Thad Fisher of USA Crits. Once again, your top three. And ladies and gentlemen, hey, Lucas, it looks like we're going to get you a bigger belt, son. Presenting the belt, Wayne Whiteside of Spin the District. Ladies and gentlemen, your top three. Sam Meyer, Marcos Mendez, and your champion today, Lucas Burgoyne. For Spin the District, we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Hopefully, we'll see you guys tomorrow at noon. For Frankie Andreu, my name is Chad Andrews. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.